Hello, 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 and welcome to my Is Your Ex Coming Back series for September. As you know, guys, I'm reading signs in order, how many clicks and likes and comments you had in the previous reading. So don't forget to push your sign forward by just doing exactly that. So subscribe, like, click. So okay guys, if you're the first time here and first time seeing this series, I'm going to explain these cards because they're significators. But before I do that, I just want to let you know that this reading is not for you if you do not want your ex come back. But if, for example, if your ex is still calling you and want to get in touch with you, or you're still having second thoughts and you want to know really what is in their head, then this is actually a good reading to look into. So not only your sign but their sign. It's also good to check your ascendant and your moon sign because it's a general reading. Okay, so these cards here are called significators. What does it mean? That means they're going to be the same in each and every reading. Just trying to put some paper here so we actually can see these significators if it's going to collaborate with me. And is it? Well, maybe. So significators are going to be just like a chapter title on a chapter in a book, right? Where these cards are going to be identical in each and every reading. I'm not reading these cards. This basically took me forever. Like, this is actually my secret sauce, if you wish. I had to find a combination of these elements and cards that I can squeeze out so I can actually give you a really educated opinion about what's going to happen. This is not clear cut. This is not yes or no. Sometimes certain things need to happen in order for things to develop, right, in between the partners. So hence, I actually guide you through the process. So these are 7 cards. The first one is the Magician. In this category, I really want to figure out if your relationship was ever a starter, right? If you get kind of cards that are tricky over here, it's going to make me think, why do you really want to continue with this? Then I am using here Temperance reversed, right? Temperance upright is always kind of like, hey, you know, things are merging and lining up and all the stars are there. When in this category I'm putting this reversed, I want to figure out, even if you have everything favorable over here, what would need to be remedied in order to actually move forward. So this is going to be one significator, second significator. Either one can be you. You don't have to go with, oh, it's a girl, so I have to be a girl, kind of a thing. You are going to know which one is which. Then this is going to tell me the energy and the flow of information between the two of you, communications and stuff like that. And then these are 2 really important categories as well. Judgment is going to tell me, hey, is karmically this really in the best alignment with you? And you guys really should check my karmic readings as well, because it really tells you much bigger picture, right? You know, when they say you don't see forest from the tree, that's because you are too close to the problem, right? And if you're involved, let's say you really want this partner, then you're not able to kind of like see how that's going to be seen 20 years from now. Or maybe you should ask yourself, if you're as old as I am, well, do you still really want your boyfriend from 20 years ago? Or now you're kind of like, phew, he's gone, kind of a thing, right? So that's kind of a category where that's going to tell us that. And here is going to be about the next steps. So this is it in a nutshell. So hopefully we can start. And if you have any other questions, again, please give me your likes, shares, comments, and we can go from there. Cancers, you are number 2. This is big because you guys have been a sign that, I was really wondering if I should even continue reading for, because it was dismal, nobody was coming, nobody was viewing this. And I said to myself, maybe it's really not cancers, maybe it's this YouTube algorithm. And I don't know if you're aware of, most viewers are not even aware of it, but they're creating havoc on us who are trying to, have these little small channels and maybe make a living with it. So what they're doing, sometimes they're unsubscribing people, or some of you even said that you're not getting any recommendations for Cat Tarot channel and that kind of sort of things. It's kind of like really weird. And When I said, guys, like and click and share, you guys took me seriously. You went from the last place, the very last place, and with a big question mark if you should even release this video, to second one, and you have been released 20 days later. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen this time around. So let's start and see, Leo. If you guys new ones here, please go back and listen to the introduction. If you haven't, you know, you really should, because it's going to explain why the cards are here and a whole bunch of sort of things. So let's go into kind of like what's going on with the exes. Look at that. You're getting you're coming out here and you're saying to yourself, I can make this relationship work because I'm here. And it's not in the arrogant way. It is a Queen of Cups. It is like, I have love for all of us, for both of us. This is the biggest cup that exists, but it is closed. So she is being very cautious who is going to receive that award. But I think in this particular case, you clearly are having somebody, and look at this, none of the cards are really showing up. But there is an issue, I think, with this person about commitment. I'm going to try to put this and see if we can get cards better, hopefully. My little do-it-yourself with a piece of the paper. What could go wrong? Okay, so King of Pentacles is showing up in this category because it really tells me that love is there, but the commitment is not there. And that, well, crap, it could be an issue, right? So it's kind of like you guys can give, and you can give unreservedly, but at the same time you're really wondering, okay, what's going to happen in the end? You give and give and give. Are you going to get the stuff coming back to you? So, but I really don't think you are too much contemplating, like you are. I don't see swords coming through, which would say that you're measuring what you should do, how you should react, and how you should go about it. You're kind of like almost like saying love conquers all over here. So let's see what else we see over here. Oh my gosh, there is this Queen of Swords. I was just about to say, you're not kind of seeing it. I have some good news and I have some bad news over here. So which one do I go with first? Let me go with the good news, because bad news is not so bad, but it's certainly kind of like something you need to kind of take in consideration. Good news is that you might be dealing with an air sign or with a water sign, and that's what I see. Mind you, I see also fire and earth here as well. So I think the partner wants to be with you, and I think the partner, and you're right, that like you kind of like involve people in your life. You give so much. They feel comfort around you. They feel loved. But at the same time, you know, there is like this harshness that happened, and you are like for some reason guarded. So why is it that you're giving them love? Or that could be them. Are you dealing with somebody who is like, sorry to say, bitchy, or somebody who you really need to, you know, get angry at times with, and this is kind of like what is bothering you? Maybe kind of like, hey, you know, we came this far, and look at, he's like on the good spot. There's like advantages to his physical position to stand still, but look at his face. He is angry. Oh my gosh, look at how the sun is coming through this card. It's kind of highlighting him. He needs to lighten up. You guys need to lighten up a little bit. Maybe you are saying, I'll give you love if you give me the commitment. Maybe there is like that extra thing over here, right? Because it's never kind of like clear that I can give you yes or no answer, as I said, right? It's kind of like sometimes certain things need to happen. Because I can see that if there is this blockage over here, but like that's what I said, it's a good news, it's a bad news, then you become strict, you become maybe argumentative or defensive. Like the Seven of Wands can have different meaning. This is clearly a winner in Seven of Wands, and it's the person who said, I worked so hard to get here. Why is it now that you're testing me? It's just like the moment when you become a winner, it's kind of like the psychology shifts, right? The psychology shifts because now people think, well, you know, he or she is like in that position. Well, I would like to be in that position, sort of a things, right? So when the Seven of Wands reverses, right, it tells me that you feel, I guess, a little bit inferior or overwhelmed, like you're just feeling a little bit weak, and that can result in lack of sleep, I believe, for you, and then you become cranky, and that could be possibly cranky card. But what if I tell you that this person actually does want to build it for you, does want to build it with you, but this person is very wary of relationships. I think they have been in quite a few relationships. I think they have been taken advantage of, and they feel that they cannot commit because they're not fully healthy, right? And you feel, hey, we have this love, it's here, I can see that. Maybe you need to put commitment on a back burner because I feel it's going to happen. This also person could be having some different obligations, right? This person might have some financial obligations in the past. Maybe he is strapped financially, and because of that reason it's very hard to this person even to think about a new relationship, because it's not only maybe financially strapped, but like there are things that need to be done. And usually sixes are talking about choices. Like, I mean, if I want to support, like let's say maybe somebody has a previous family that they need to support with time, with money, and they're like saying to themselves, if I get myself involved into this, will I be able to move forward? How will I be able to move forward, right? So when this card shows reversed, it sometimes can talk about selfishness, and it can talk about kind of like, I mean, words that don't come out right, or they don't realize there are like more solutions to the same problem. So this is like really something that is really, really important to look into that. So that's what I'm saying. The good news is, because look at this is bad news, and the other ones are good news. So good news is still bigger than bad news. I would say that it would be a prudent thing at this time, because you cannot make people do anything. And when you make them, if you somehow succeed, it explodes in your face. You, with that kind nature, with that soft nature, and obviously you're fighting for what you want. Like, I mean, you were clicking like crazy to go second. You have it in you, but you also need to understand that it has to be, you know, give and take. And this is that give and take card. So if people give it to you, like, I mean, I didn't cut you off, and you gave it to me in spades. But when it comes to personal relationship, is this person giving this to you? Because this is a good card over here. This card here says, I want to build it. I want to push it forward. I think things can actually work out. It almost like it's telling me that, and it's strange because it sounds like you're not with this person, right? This is a broken up relationship, but this is a relationship that kind of like with a phone call you can revitalize, right? We can just say, let's go, let's do it. But then there are things that are happening in this relationship that are kind of like making you both a little bit prickly, right? And there are like lots of expectations here, but certain kind of like phase and the back and forth has to finish. Clearly, you know, you need to know who are the players in this person's life and why are they there. If they have an ex that they have a child with, that person has to stay in their life, and you have to respect that. You simply cannot think like, oh, there is something going on with him or her. No, you just cannot think like that. You just have to understand that children are big obligations, and sometimes people have to bend and say things and do things for their ex-partners just to keep peace, not necessarily what they would want to do if they have an option. So this is the part of rebuilding that they want to see, that you will be able to do it. So even though maybe they are temporarily kind of like backed off, I think actually maybe you have temporarily backed off, then saying, look, let's not push it, but I really need to see how much of a support I can be for you, and how much is going to come back to me, because it is quid pro quo, something for something in this particular situation, because you have come out of this initial honeymoon period. It looks like the chips are falling down, and now it's the ground, what has to be, what has to happen. Ooh, we have this 4 of Wands over here, and we have another 6. I mean, this is one of those rare cards that is a good and positive card, no matter if it's up or down. It's more of a surprise. It's more like something happens that you hear something will happen, but here it's like not such a big surprise. And this is confirming everything that I just told you, right? Look at this. Now you have 3 6s. This is a karmic relationship. You are feeling like, oh, I just don't want to be with this person, but I cannot be without them. You just like feel both at the same time. That's what happens with karmic relationship. But look at that. There is a remedy. You're going to listen to me, guys. You're going to get softer. You're not going to feel this defensive. You should do that. You should do that. Because you're going to realize this person is not your child. They have their emotions. They have their intellect. They have their maturity. On which level? That's a different story, right? But you're feeling, you know what? Let's go back to where things were working out, where I was on this pedestal, right? Because this is 6 and this is 7. You're taking a step back, right? And you're not thinking anymore, well, let's look back in the beginning of a relationship where everything worked out and we were like so happy together, and the honeymoon period. The honeymoon period is just the cover of the book. It always looks nice. That is what's in the book. And if you're managing to get to the end of the book, even through the pages, 30 pages that are very boring and annoying and shocking, that's what matters, right? And that's what I see here. I see actually you realizing, okay, I am into this for a long run, and this is a glitch, and I know that maybe my expectation is a little bit too much. So I also want to kind of like interview this person as much as he or she's going to interviewing me, and just really see if I am able to really work in the situation, instead of like creating these triangles and things that are kind of like going back and forth. I didn't want to say anything. I just wanted to see all 3 cards. And you know what, guys? Ta-da! That's going to be really rewarded. These cards are fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. So as I said here, look at these 2 6s, and then you have the third 6 over here. That's 666, which really talks about a karmic soulmate, right? Yes, going to the next level, feeling that, hey, I'm in the game, that this feels right, I'm feeling comfort, I'm feeling this is going somewhere. But not just like a dry way, not like, oh, I just made agreement, let's shake hands. It's kind of like you're really feeling it, like really this is connecting with your nature over here. So the communication is going from that kind of like bitchy exchanges, and you did that or you did that, to romance. So there'll be flowers, there will be sex, there will be poems, whatever, you know, suits you, whatever you like, something like that is going to happen. And that person is going to say, you see, they're going from 10 to 1. So there is a shift. They are saying, I want this to work. And I want this to work for a long, long time, right? That's why the Ace of Pentacles is there. It's really talking about beginning of something that is going to last very, very long. And there is like this glimpse of hope. They are understanding. There is like this optimism. And they're feeling that way because they feel that they are respected and they are heard and they are understood, because now they feel all of a sudden that you are not enemies, that you're not on the opposite sides, but rather than you're in sync, you're synchronized, and the things started to sound properly. Did you ever hear 2 people trying to play things together and then everybody's playing their own tune? It sounds awful. But when they start synchronizing, all of a sudden things start to work very well. And I really think this is what it was. You were like out of sync, you were out of tune, and certain things are actually getting really, really better. So just, you need to kind of be a little bit less naive. That's what I have to warn you. And, you know, anticipating disappointment if things don't happen your way. So why not to have expectation other than, hey, I love this person. You do. I'm committed to this person. You do know that this is your, basically, you know, trump. I'm sorry for a horrible use of the word, because nothing harsh about this thing. I should erase this word. I really don't like it. Take it back. This is something that is really working for you, like your emotional kindness, your softness, ability to soothe, and this person needs that. This person really needs that, and this is why he admires you. The star is like talking about his hope, and things are kind of like going, it's my favorite card, hello. Like, it's talking about this optimism, and the optimism can be in the biggest despair. That's all it's needed, a little bit of light. That star, the North Star, that is showing us somewhere. This is also a card of healing, right? It's something that is talking about entering these two cards, especially together, into a new phase of life, right? This card here, and it's falling in the karma, is connecting you that to that universe, right? And there is like this wisdom, there is like the understanding, oh my God, look, you know, I'm getting more bees with honey than with vinegar. How's that possible? Kind of a thing. This is like time to embrace new ideas and new patterns. Maybe you should stop listening to your boyfriends and girlfriends. Oh, what happened? Oh. Like, people are morons, and they can take away from you something really, really good. I see something really, really good. This person is, right, you want him to be this King of Pentacles, but this person is King of Wands. Both of them are kings. They're just different flavor. This guy could be actually way more fun. This guy is a person who does things, who kind of like engages you with things, right? And fire and water create steam, but they also create this like hot volcano lava, right? Which kind of like you have been doing for a while. But maybe you just have to tone it down and go for steam, because steam kind of like really, really works. So guys, the optimism is going to be very important in this particular situation. We'll have another one, King of Cups. And here is like this death card that I've seen hidden over here. Why is this now all showing up? Five of Cups, Two of Wands, King of Cups reverse, Death, Page of Swords, Ten of Swords, and Four of Pentacles. I think it's telling me that you should go and embark on this new path. It does look like that there's going to be new beginning. It does look like it's going to feel very well. But it also looks like that you might expect these results to kind of like show up really quickly. You want the return on your investment right away. So it's kind of like, to some extent, back to it. Or maybe going to be completely different sets of problems. Okay, so how do we get there? It sounds to me that some of you Cancers are very goal-oriented people. After all, this Chariot, you know, like, this is your card. The Chariot is driving this car, and the Chariot is very, very fast. You know, when you set your goal, you simply just really want to go there. But I really want to point something to you in your own card, because it's really showing up here in the last thing, in the last straw. Where is the Chariot? Is it going to be the last? Is it going to be the last? Oh, it's here. All right. So Chariot represents you, because look at him, he's determined, he's going somewhere, right? Just like this dude here in this 7, he's determined, he's like going to defend whatever he has obtained, or you obtained at this stage, right? And we are seeing here, you're holding your fort over here. A Chariot is the ultimate soldier. He is the ruler of all knights in tarot, right? But look at these two Sphinx. If you look closely, they are not forward, right? And it's a phallic symbol, lingam and yoni over here, that we see, right? So, and it's kind of positioned kind of like where it should be positioned. It has wings. So there's like somebody who is riding that kind of like wing of romance over here, right? So the sun, and you see he has the star here as well connecting with it. It's a big vision. It's a starry sky that he wants to remind himself all the time, even though the sky is like sunny, right? But these two things, they need the ruler, because it could be just like two partners. One wants to go in this direction and one wants to go in this direction. But you do share this core, and you share the values in this particular case. So it might be a little bit that person is tagging in one way, another person tagging this way. So a little bit of flexibility can actually push you in a situation, put you in a situation where things actually start to work out. Things start to kind of like be on the same page. That's why you're getting the death card over here, I believe. Because the death is really not a bad card. It's really talking about harbinger of transformation. And I'm losing voice. That usually happens when spirits really want to communicate. So what am I saying wrong here, spirits, that you are stopping me? The death is talking about change. It's talking about endings and beginnings. It's also talking about transition. That, you know, this could be like really going back to you wanting to leave that past things, because you see that's what they're saying here needs to be fixed. You have to let go of the honeymoon period, of the kind of like covers of the book. You need to start thinking in which new directions you really want to go. You see what kind of world you're going to build for you, how to make it happen, right? You see, one is bolted to the wall over here. Something is from the past, but there are so many new things happening. You'll be coming forward over here, right? The two of you do have each other. This is not the happiest card over here, and it could be this relationship has been based on possibly not being approved or accepted by the others, especially, let's say, from moralistic institutions, or maybe not by your family or the church or something like that. There is like some sense of inadequacy over here, that somebody doesn't feel that strong on their feet. This simply can talk about, especially because we have a 4 over here, we have a 5, that could be a financial issues that are kind of like coming in a way for some reason, because this can also talk about insecurity, but it can talk about poor health, right? Or, you know, isolation. Like, you know, it is time. It's time to realize that all of that we have exists, but it doesn't create chemistry unless we really exercise it, and then it might be completely different result from what basically result we expected, right? Because in 4 of Pentacles there is like this control and influence. It's again taking a step back. It's kind of like saying, okay, I don't want to go into this winter and of life, of emotions and unknown. And King of Cups is also telling me, hey, that sometimes it could be that it's you. Mind you, again, where is my unicorn? You know, this is my ultimate King of Cups, even though I show him for all of these little things. This is not his penis, this is his unicorn horn, his unicorn hair. So he's nice. King of Cups is very nice. But when the King of Cups reverses, he tells you all his dreams. He tells you everything that he wants to do with you, right? He makes you smile. He tells you that you are the man or the woman of his dreams. And he can't wait to have this family together to build it, right? But then you find out that things are actually not resolved. Maybe something that you have agreed didn't really happen, didn't really go in that direction. And it kind of like, whoa, dude, what's going on? And then you face them, and then they start being angry, because I see here, like, I mean, feeling this emotional letdown, or they might feel emotionally let down by you, right? Because you are that person who is really doing that. So King of Cups is the highest card in Cups, right? So this really needs to turn around for you guys in order to transform. So there is like some hesitation on some level, and I guess, and they're having this hesitation. Both of you, I think, need to kind of spend some time rebuilding. It looks like you had things kind of like put together, because there are walls And this walls could have been done by harsh words and harsh arguments. I can see that over here. And this is a transformation that needs to happen, that nobody feels affected, nobody feels tortured, nobody feels exposed, right? And it might be a situation where, yes, there's going to be this happy reunion, but right after that it could feel like, oh my goodness, well, nothing have changed and I'm not feeling right about it. But the whole point is, maybe somebody's testing you. Maybe somebody's testing if you are going to be there with them through thick and thin. Maybe this person is also going through personal bankruptcy of some kind, or they're simply kind of like reviving themselves and trying to heal some pain from their past, because in this particular card they have to pull all of those swords out, and that's ouchie 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 experience, right? So keep that in mind, and keep in mind that they are going through something really difficult, because this card is also about hope, because they're pulling them out, they're coming back to life, right? I really think that this partner wants to be accepted, and they want to be accepted and move it a little bit slower, and that is going to be a recipe for success, guys. So Cancer, this is a general reading, right? You should check your ascendant, you should check your moon sign in order to kind of glue these three readings together. Don't forget on this reading for sure to leave your comments and likes. And if you want your particular reading, that one is the best. It is on the special for $50. It is down from $65. So check it on my website, cattarot.ca. And when I do the private reading, I modify this reading a little bit, because then I can really know quite a bit about you, and we can pinpoint things in a kind of like much more narrow fashion. So Cancers, good luck this month, but don't raise your hopes too high and then fall flat on your face. Just enjoy that this person is opening up to you. And they might initially open up and then get scared, and then they'll open up and get scared, and open a little bit and get scared. So let them do that. Let them do the process. Go through the process until they'll feel, oh, I can open up and I'm not squished. So don't overpromise. Don't tell them things that you cannot do. So they will tell you, oh, you said so and so. You said you're going to be so generous. Just say, I want to try, I want to work with you, and this is bothering you, because that's how you are increasing communication and making things work, and making this chariot kind of like rein these things and go in the direction where you want to go. So, you know, velvet glove, right? Velvet glove and a steel fist. That's pretty much what you need to do. You're holding on to your own game. You're holding on to who you are, on your generosity, on your love, but without sacrificing who you are and where you really want to go and who you want to become. So guys, you're going to hopefully click and like and subscribe, and look for the next week when the monthlies are coming out. Love you.